what we're going to see is an evolution of some of these criminal organizations when they shift it to a more underground type setting. And I mean, they're already shopping around for communication devices. They're already researching how they adapted in places like Afghanistan and Iraq to the U.S. Military arm. And we're already seeing U.S. spy planes basically flying near the coast of Sinaloa, picking up all these signals, and they're aware of this. It's no secret to them. Are we ready to label them as terrorist sponsors? I don't know. It's very complex. Are we ready to go after MTV for allowing a cartel sponsored artist like Peso Pluma on their show to sing, or Jimmy Fallon? Jimmy Fallon is now a sponsor of terrorism. If we
Yeah, because he's an accomplice because he allowed that individual, right? Is that what we're saying?
If Jay Leno had Osama bin Laden on to spread out his message while he was being hunted out there, would we go after Jay Leno? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely does.
I don't. It's a complex issue. Are we going after Netflix for some of these El Chapo shows? It's complex, and I understand why the Mexican government has been very successful in the narrative that it's being put forth about how nonsensical this designation is. Although I agree with it, but it is complex, and I think on my end, I would say that Americans need to keep a close eye on how the government reacts, the Mexican government reacts, and if it follows through with what they're saying they will. These 10,000 people, these 10,000 agents on the border, it's meaningless. They've done this before. We've been here before. This has happened before. This is right the first Trump administration. We've been here before. The only thing that's different now is that there's a terrorist designation forward. I hope people are keeping track of this, and I hope people are actually going to ask for results and a true change, which I don't foresee happening. I'm witnessing it firsthand, and I'm about to go down to Mexico for a bit, and talk to some of the people that I'm connected with down there. And all I've seen is basically people dumping their usual forms of communication on the criminal side, adapting and shifting, standing orders to not have any social media, anything. So that's another thing, to not do interviews. Thank you, Sean Penn. And to basically adopt a more clandestine operational stance reminiscent of Al Qaeda. I think what we're going to see is an evolution of some of these criminal organizations when they shift it to a more underground type setting. And I mean, they're already shopping around for communication devices. They're already researching how they adapted in places like Afghanistan and Iraq to the U.S. Military arm. And we're already seeing U.S. spy planes basically flying near the coast of Sinaloa, picking up all these signals, and they're aware of this. It's no secret to them. These criminal organizations should not be You shouldn't underestimate these people. Is all I'm going to say. But I don't know. I'm hopeful that this time it's, this time around Trump will actually, hold fast and pressure for actual change, because it's needed. And I travel across the U.S. and I still have images. I'm from Tijuana, like I was born there, and then going to places like Portland, and it's weird. It's surreal that I literally had to leave for safety reasons, and then I encounter like a worse setting in the country that I'm going to. And it is being very much fed by, heroin that is being grown in a hillside somewhere in Michoacan, and it's being put into needles that the government itself is issuing to the users, and they're littering the ground. And I have to keep my 10-year-old in my arms so she doesn't step on any of that. How fucking mind blowing is that?